Greetings, Twin Flame Lover. Dr. Amanda Noelle here, the Twin Flame Matchmaker. And this is a video about how to heal past life trauma, karma, and persecution so that you can be present in this moment, this lifetime, with all of your heart and with clean, clear energy. First of all, how do we know that we've had trauma in past lives? Well, some people don't even believe in past lives. There's no litmus test. Like, you can't go to a psychologist, have them regress you, and there's no time machine. And yet you just kind of know because you feel it. You feel it deeply in your psyche and even in your body. And of course, your energy field. You also know if you've had traumatic past lives, if you experience current stuff that doesn't make sense. Like, wow, I thought my life was all peachy keen and dandy. Why is this problem coming up over and over again? Like, I've tried therapy, or I think everything's fine. I've taken all the classes on this topic and I still have issues coming up in this area, especially when you come and travel and you start having really intense dreams. You'll know that you have past lives in that particular area or in that particular era. This here is a beautiful medieval castle, probably dates back to before that with the Visigoths, here on this gorgeous river here I am in the south of France, in Cathar country, formerly known as, I believe it's pronounced Occitania or Octane or something like that. I don't know. It's a long time ago, and now it's called the Languedoc region. And it's interesting because when I came to this castle, at first I was like, oh my gosh, it's just so amazing. I'm so happy here. This is so great. They gave me a room right on the river. And then I came back here to end my journey, and we got a different room. It's kind of dark and a little bit smaller, and just all of this stuff came up like all of a sudden really intensively. The first time it was there, but it wasn't as obvious. And last night I woke up feeling like I had something stabbing me in the stomach, like intense trauma pain. And there's a lot of stuff coming up right now in my life, and my relationship is being this amazing anchor and loving space, and Jack is being this amazing partner. I'm just blown away by how he's holding the space as this feminine trauma comes up in my life. And I'm going, oh gosh, I thought I was beyond this. I'm Dr. Amanda Noelle. I've gone through so many years of trainings, and it's like, nope, I'm in preschool, just like anybody else going through trauma. It is not fun. So for me, one of the biggest pieces with trauma is, well, first of all, do not let trauma hold you back from your healing. Do not label yourself like, oh, that's too much, or I'm too weird, or I'm not good enough. Like, listen to the trauma and go, ooh, that's there. This is an opportunity for healing. This is gold nuggets that are under the soil that need to be taken out. And there's some gunk that is showing up in your life that's saying, hey, there's gold down there, but you got to dig a little deeper. Really, really hard work, right? Because trauma is something that our soul goes, okay, that's for when you're ready. And we close off and we forget and we delete the memories from our conscious mind. Meanwhile, it's still there the whole time. So one of the healing things for me with trauma is just reminding myself the trauma has actually always been there. It's not just coming up now for the first time. It's coming out and coming up into the conscious mind. But truly, it's because you're ready to heal it. It's been there the whole time. And now you're like, I'm ready to raise my standards. I'm not willing to play small. Trauma comes up at different times. It comes up emotionally with our relationships to other human beings. It comes up with near-death experiences. It comes up with root chakra trauma, money trauma related to sexuality. They get out of a marriage and they've had their root chakra anchored in the marriage, and then there was the sexual exchange or having babies. And truly, I believe all women hold a lot of past life energy and also ancestral energy in our root and second chakras in our past lives. And just, it's in the land, it's in everything. It's been going on for such a long time. So it's time to heal and reverse this. So my number one tip for healing trauma, besides kind of just paving the way for that, like an actual tool that you can use, is EFT. And honestly, I'm not an expert on EFT, but I was in my bed last night. My arms were too lazy to do EFT. And if you don't know what EFT is, it's called Emotional Freedom Technique. You can study it. There are experts that teach it, but honestly, you don't have to be an expert. You can just start tapping and like doing these points, but do a YouTube video if you don't know about it, or ask a friend who knows about it. Emotional freedom technique, EFT, with my psychic arms, because I was totally like, I'm lazy, I'm tired, but I can't sleep, that kind of thing. And I also didn't want to tap while Jack was in the bed and wake him up. So I tapped psychically on different points. And even for like a second, I kind of did like a few. Actually, I don't even think I did. It was so realistic. But by the time I tapped, I started to really calm down. And I was saying things like, even though this is happening, this horrible trauma is coming up, and even though I wish it didn't happen, and even though blah, 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 this person, and even though this happened in past lives, even though, you know, and you bring out all the negative stuff to the surface. You really include it, and you say, even though, and then you re-tap and you're like, everything's gonna be okay, and whatever affirmations you want. Again, I probably totally butchered that, but it worked for me. So look up EFT, try it out whenever anything comes up. I've had so many soul sisters, friends, people out there that are just like, this stuff has changed my life. I've heard of miracle stories, and I've used it as a tool for the last 10 years to tap into my divine potential. So that is one of the millions of tools out there to tap into healing your past lives as they come up in this present life. You can also do past life regression. I have a video about past life regression therapy and a 6-module course on that at Aphrodite University, how to heal with your past lives, get what you want in your present life by healing the past, or just feel more safe and comfortable here. And to close up, in order to reverse persecution energy, it's all about just tapping into your higher self and knowing who you are and loving yourself, which means doing the clearing of the trauma stuff and rising to who you truly are, because we are all gods and goddesses. We all have twin flame love inside of us. We are all little Mary Magdalenes and Yeshuas, or Logos and Sophias, and Osiris and Isises. You're all divine women and divine men, mirroring the great one of oneness that's split into the polarity of male, female. It's beyond gender or beyond sex, but it's just masculine, feminine energy. And we have that energy within us that's so light and love filled. It's powerful. Flame, F-L-A-M-E, which is feminine love aligned with masculine energy, or light for energy. All right, so I will see you soon. Subscribe and have yourself a magical fairy day in this beautiful life. Even if the trauma comes up, you can go sit out in the garden and have some tea, which is what I'm gonna do. Mwah, namaste.